AT&T is rolling out 5G service for consumers, but you probably want to wait. And we've got an update on the rest of the carrier's 5G rollouts as well. Hi, I'm Chris with the Mobile Internet Resource Center, here to give you kind of a big, towards the end of 2019, wrap up on the state of 5G from all the carriers. Starting first with AT&T, because they're making some big news right now. They're finally rolling out 5G service for our consumers. Now, rewind a little bit, almost to a year ago, AT&T rushed to be able to say that they were the first carrier to have a mobile 5G network to launch in the United States, and they squeaked out the door just before the end of 2018, launching 5G service, but for business customers only, in only 12 cities and with only one mobile hotspot device. And AT&T really has not done too much since then. It's still, their 5G is rolled out to 21 cities now, still just tiny parts of those cities, and still only specially invited business customers with no coverage maps, no details provided, just kind of, you'd almost think of it as a prototype public beta testing period. Nothing for consumers yet. Meanwhile, T-Mobile, Sprint, and Verizon have all rolled out 5G that is, in one fashion or another, consumer accessible. Well, now here we are at the end of November 2019, and AT&T is finally bringing out their consumer 5G options. So what is it? What are they doing? And, well, there's this really big incompatibility gotcha that you need to know about because you probably don't want this. So what AT&T is doing is on November 25th, they are selling their first consumer 5G phone. It's the Samsung Galaxy Note 10 Plus 5G edition. So only that one particular model on AT&T will be pre-order on November 25th, and then they're going to start over the next coming weeks rolling out 5G service in 7 cities and then a whole bunch more in early 2020. And unlike the 5G business service they've been rolling out, it is covering the entire cities. This is big metro area coverage as opposed to just core streets downtown like their business service. That's because it's a completely different 5G service, and it is not even compatible with the other 5G they've got. So rewind a little bit. AT&T actually has now 3 things they're calling 5G. About this time last year, they started what we call fake 5G. They started pushing out to a lot of higher-end Android and even iPhones that the phone will say 5GE up in the top corner, and that is AT&T's 5G Evolution network. It is just basically 4G, but, well, they were just trying to throw a little marketing and saying it's evolution towards 5G. It's them taking the steps towards 5G, not real 5G. Then they had that business service I was talking about. They're calling that 5G Plus. That is on millimeter wave, ultra high frequency spectrum, super fast, super short range, and only available in core urban areas. And that is still going to be business only for now, because what they're rolling out for consumers is just 5G. No E, no plus, just 5G. And that is kind of their big, broad, going to go nationwide 5G service. But because of the way they're launching it, it's not going to be super fast, and it's not going to have the super great coverage. It's just going to be, well, it's real 5G. But that's about it. It's kind of marketing claims. And the reason that they're kind of these 2 separate things going down is because the first generation of phones that can support this 5G don't support the millimeter wave, and the millimeter wave phones don't support the 5G. Does it sound confusing? Yes, it is very confusing, and AT&T probably should have waited until 2020 when they can just do 5G, one thing. But they are probably feeling heat from T-Mobile and heat from everybody else that they had to push this out there, and now they've got this confusing mess. So, the important thing to remember with AT&T is don't buy this Samsung Galaxy Note 10 Plus 5G because it will only be limited to the 5G network and not to the 5G Plus network. And it's going to be missing another really key feature called dynamic spectrum sharing. So this is what's going to happen next year in 2020 when 5G phones can layer the 5G network on top of the 4G network. And that's when you'll get a lot more speed and coverage, and 5G gets really interesting. These first-gen phones are not compatible. So that's the mess that's up with AT&T. You're going to see them advertising 5G is here, buy your 5G phone, we've got all this 5G coverage. It's great news, it's progress in the race, but wait. Now, well, there's an update on some of the other carriers too. Verizon has also been rolling out 5G all year long, available to consumers, but only in core central parts of cities because they've been using this high-frequency millimeter wave spectrum. And up until now, Verizon has refused to publish any coverage maps because it would look really bad. They cover this street, this park, this block. But now that AT&T's out and has put out a map, T-Mobile's put out a map, Verizon has felt the pressure and has published a map of their millimeter wave 5G coverage. And, well, now you can go look it up and you'll see just how sparse it is. Certain streets in New York City, certain parks in Chicago have this crazy fast millimeter wave 5G. This millimeter wave stuff, though, on Verizon, I've actually seen people report over 2 gigabits per second of speed. So blistering fast speed, super short range. And, well, next year Verizon will be doing the same thing AT&T is doing of rolling out 5G on this lower frequency stuff. But because there's no phones that are compatible yet, they're probably holding off until 2020. That's the smart thing to do. Hopefully Verizon doesn't launch in this kind of hybrid, compatible, not compatible way. But again, wait till 2020. And now, update on T-Mobile and Sprint. Well, T-Mobile is announced last month, and they're making progress. They're going to be turning on their nationwide 5G network on December 6th, using actually the same Samsung Galaxy Note 10 Plus 5G as AT&T that only works on the low-band 5G, does not support the millimeter wave. So again, 5G will be out there. They'll be advertising it. They'll have these great super phones, but you want to wait till the phones with the second-generation modems come out in 2020. Maybe early 2020, maybe mid-2020, maybe late 2020. All these will start coming to market. The second-generation 5G devices will do it all. They'll have low-band, wide-coverage 5G. They'll have crazy fast millimeter wave 5G. And they'll have that dynamic spectrum sharing that will let 4G and 5G interact. So any 5G device you buy here at the end of 2019 is basically obsolete almost immediately. So smart thing to do is wait. We've got a lot more analysis on the state of 5G, the race that's going on over at the Mobile Internet Resource Center. So please come along and follow along with us.
These videos are brought to you by our premium members, our mobile internet aficionados. They make it possible for us to track this news and create these videos. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up, leave a comment, subscribe to our channel, or better yet, consider becoming a member yourself.